Hey fellow comic fans, Scott Harris King here, and today I've got a new back issue haul. There's actually a couple back issues in this one, but to be honest, most of the stuff is cool stuff that I got off of Kickstarter from other passionate indie comic creators like me. So I'm excited to show you all of the cool stuff they have sent me as rewards for their Kickstarter campaigns. Plus, I got a gift here that includes the back issues. So, really excited to dive into that. Since I mentioned Kickstarter, I thought I'd also mention that my newest comic, Crime Busters number 7, is coming out on Kickstarter soon. The link is down below. We'll be launching on April 22nd. I'll be doing a live stream that night. So, come join me for that. But in the meantime, it's a relatively small haul. So for once, the video won't be 45 minutes long like most of my videos. But let's start off with a couple issues of Archie. Now, I already have both of these issues, but these were a gift from a friend of mine, so I want to give a shout out. Thank you so much to Eric and Chesley for these. This is Archie 617. Now, you can see just how long ago this was, 2011. It's got a story about Barack Obama and Sarah Palin having a showdown in Riverdale. I'm pretty sure they don't actually have a boxing match. But as I mentioned, I already have this issue because I have Archie's 155 and up, but I don't have this cover. So Archie, even in 2011, Archie was already doing a lot of variant covers at that time. And so I have the other cover for this. So it's great to have both of them. Now this is another variant cover. It's issue 653, but I do have this one. So I was getting, by this point I was collecting Archie. 617 was a little bit before I started. My first issue, I think, actively collecting, I think was 633 or 634. So by the time this came out, 653, I had a pull list for Archie, and I was specified I wanted all the variant covers. So I do have another copy of this here, but it is really cool. This is part of an Archie's World Tour. So you can see it says the Archies rather than Archie because it's about Archie and his band going on tour. And what's cool is they're going on tour with all of the other Archie Comics band. So you can see here we have Josie and the Pussycats, the Madhouse Glads, and the Bingos. And so those are the bands from Josie and the Pussycats, from Madhouse, and from That Wilkins Boy. So all four of those bands are in this storyline, and it runs like 4 issues or so, and they travel all around the world and do concerts together and stuff. So cool storyline, and some really cool variant covers at the time. So again, thanks to Eric and Chesley for these. So happy to get those. Now, on to the Kickstarter stuff. I've got some really cool books to show. So the first one here is from Alan Forbes. And I took it out of the bag because it's super glossy. It's Red Cat #1. You can see the high sheen on there. He signed it here on the cover, Alan Forbes II. And this is Alan's first comic book, so I was really happy to support him. Alan's been a supporter of mine. He's done some fan art for my characters from Quest in the past and supported Quest. So I was really happy to get this. It's exciting to see indie creators following their dreams. Alan also has a very interesting artistic style because he does all of his artwork digitally, and he uses a program that's kind of like does modeling for like video games. And so the characters, the art is basically 3D models. And he has a whole thing where he can like pose them in the environment and stuff. So he does all of his artwork with this really interesting 3D modeling program. So I think it's really cool, innovative. And again, it was just really exciting to get this. And I'm excited to have a chance to finally dig into it and read it as well. Also excited for a couple more issues of a series that I've showed here before. Speaking of Madhouse, the publisher here is Madhouse. No relation to Archie's Madhouse and Madhouse Glads, but this is Black Falcon from Max Hauser, hence the publisher name. And this is issues 3 and 4 of this sort of offbeat superhero series. Now, it's all in black and white, including the covers, as you can see, which is a really interesting choice. And I'm particularly excited because the artist on these is Samir Samau. Now, you may recognize that name because Samir has been doing some work for me as well. He did a series of the anniversary covers that have been on my books for the last year or so. He did a lot of those portrait covers. And Samir is also currently working on Cthulhu vs. Uncle Sam #3 for me right now. He has great line work that looks really cool in black and white. I mean, it looks really cool in color as well, which you'll see when I put out that issue of Cthulhu vs. Uncle Sam, because it's going to have my usual super bright, super popping, bright color scheme like from the Golden Age books, but it's going to have this great Samir Samau artwork under the colors. So I'm excited for that. Obviously, I have the first 2 issues of Black Falcon already, which is why when I backed this latest campaign, I got issues 3 and 4. And I enjoyed the first 2 issues. So again, I'm looking forward to diving into these, and it's always cool to see indie creators, again, following their passions, putting out cool books. Now, here's one that some of you may already know, because it's a creator, artist, writer who's been getting a lot of heat and is definitely moving up into the big time, and it's Joseph Schmalke. And here is volume 1 of his ongoing fantasy series, 7 Years in Darkness. So as you can see, is the trade. This has a great high concept to it. I'll just read the back of it real quick. It says, "The Academy of Black Magic has opened its doors for the first time in over 200 years. 72 children are conscripted to enter its dimly lit halls and study the dark arts in an environment devoid of the sun. Only 7 will emerge to see daylight again." So, really, really cool premise. It's kind of like Harry Potter with black magic. So again, I'm excited to dig into this. It's got so much black ink on the pages here. You can see it also came with a cool metal bookmark, which is super cool. But the trade actually had so much black ink that when I got it, it had a bit of a smell to it from all the black ink coming off of it. So I've kind of been letting it air out a little bit. And that's not a knock on the book. I mean, it looks so cool. And Joseph Schmalke's art is excellent. It's just, you know how super sensitive I am to different smells and stuff like that. So I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'm really excited for this. It's also something I think my wife would be very interested in. It's right up her alley in terms of the concept. So really excited for that. Joseph is a creator from Maine. So I've done a number of shows with him where we tabled together, and I'm doing another show with him that's going to be in October. I'm pretty sure he's going to be at a Southern New Hampshire convention taking place in Nashua, and that's going to be in October. And so I'm excited to see Joseph again, and Joe just does such cool work, and I'm really excited for this. So again, this is year 1 of 7 Years in Darkness. He's doing a volume for each of the 7 years. So this is an ongoing project that's going to take quite a while to do, which I love. So that's great. And speaking of ongoing projects, last things, you had to know it was coming when I said I was getting books from Kickstarter, because every time I do a haul video from Kickstarter, I've got at least 1 issue of this. But this time around, I've got 2. It's Miskatonic High. These come out so fast that, again, I have 2 issues here. And here's issue 24, which wraps up the arc for this season, for this year. And then the big 25th issue, which has this really cool Breakfast Club homage cover. You know I love my homage covers. This one's a wraparound. This one's a wraparound cover. And it's like a... I want to say it's double size, but actually a lot of his issues their issues are pretty big. And another thing that I love is the trading cards. This came with 2 big trading cards, number 73 and 74. So they're really putting out a lot of cool trading cards. But these are for some really big characters. It's Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft. So this issue 25 is kind of like a standalone celebration issue where the cast of Miskatonic High gets pulled into different Lovecraft stories and stuff like that. So I'm excited to, again, dig in both of these. A lot of great reading here. Mike and Ryan have been killing it. You know, they've been doing this for about 6 years, and they've already got 25 issues out all through Kickstarter, which is just absolutely fantastic. They just turned them out again. I've said this a number of times, but they're more reliable in a lot of ways than the big two are. You know you're going to get them, and you know it's going to be cool. So I'm always excited to get books from them. So just a great haul from Kickstarter. You know, most of my books I get these days are from Kickstarter in terms of new stuff. The only things I have on my pull list are Usagi Jimbo and Santos Sisters. And so I'm basically have more sort of ongoing series like Miskatonic High and the Sentinels that I read from Kickstarter than I do through the direct market at this point. And so I'm really excited to read these. There's a lot of cool stuff from a lot of great creators. So that's it for this time. Let me know what you think down below. I'll see you next time.